his book, yet we are told in the Holy Quran that it was his book which was to be followed by the latter prophets and the followers of that religion for many centuries to come. Then why shouldn't it suffice? Why to bring in the question of Torah and where would it stand in relation to that book? That is one way of solving this issue. And the other way is go to the Old Testament itself. Take out the 5 books which fall under the heading of Torah and produce one book which was revealed to Moses. Which was that? None. So in historical perspective, in various references to this question by the Holy Quran, you can only come to one conclusion and one alone, that the book which is mentioned in the Holy Quran to have been revealed to Moses was no other book than Torah. And Torah was the collection of those teachings which were referred to Hazrat Moses ﷺ. Yet, why the word Torah is not used in reference to Moses remains a question as far as the philosophy of this attitude of Allah is concerned. I have reason to believe that it conveys a message to us. Torah has been interpolated so much. The books under the title Torah as we find them today have been interpolated so much that only part of it is Allah's word which was revealed to Moses and part of it is just human innovation. So much so that even Torah mentions that after this Moses, the servant of God, died. Relating an historical event. So much of history has been added to the revelation of Moses that it has become a confused issue. So when Allah referred to Al-Kitab having in reference to Moses, which means that Al-Kitab is not exactly to be tallied with the Torah of the present day. You understand the point? The word Torah could be applied only to the teachings of Moses. And Al-Kitab, a nameless Al-Kitab, was given to him, which in fact consisted of the 2 teachings which were revealed to Moses. But if Torah as such was declared to have been revealed to Moses, there might have been some confusion in the minds of some Muslims that it contains so much of rot, so much of absurdities, that it's impossible for it to be the word of God. So maybe when Torah is not applied, the word Torah is not applied to Al-Kitab, that is the reason. But then if you solve this like this, another question will evolve automatically, which will come up automatically. Alright, when Allah speaks of Torah in good terms, in another place, not with reference to directly to Moses, why does Allah praise the same Torah which he in a way by keeping silence condemns in other places? That question will remain unsolved. So I weighed all these things in my mind and I'm not very sure so myself of what is the answer to this second objection. But I am still inclined to believe that as far as the word Torah is used by the Holy Quran is concerned, that is again in reference to the true teachings. But it is not referred to Moses because, as I said, the Moses books was interpolated and under Torah, the 5 books which are mentioned nowadays are not all that was revealed to Moses. But also I have another possibility in mind, and this I have not yet investigated fully, so I am just expressing it as a loud thinking. Don't take it as a verdict from me. I have a possibility in mind that would solve the issue ultimately, that the present books of Torah may have contained some revelations to other prophets other than Moses, and that teaching would have been intermingled under Torah. If that is the case, then Torah becomes a good book as such, less the interpolations which have been mentioned in the Holy Quran. But it would not be a book revealed entirely to Moses. It would be a book comprising the revelation of Moses plus the revelation of some other lesser prophets of the time. Again, maybe it is possible that Allah also spoke to Hazrat Harun. It is not essential that he spoke exactly in the same words to Hazrat Harun as to Hazrat Moses alayhi salatu wasalam. Otherwise it will be a useless repetition. It is just possible, and it should be so, that as far as the fundamentals of the teachings are concerned, they were given to Moses. But also Allah spoke to Harun because he had appointed him his prophet, and he could not be a prophet unless Allah came into communion with him, into dialogue with him. And the so-called Torah contains those references as well. So to be technically correct, if Allah had mentioned that we revealed Torah to Moses, then Harun would be totally left out of Torah. It would not be correct. But as far as the book, that is, the book is a very important word here. The book is a terminology of the Holy Quran, a term of the Holy Quran, which means a revelation of God relating to do's and do nots. That is Sharia, the law. So from that we can safely infer, if I am right, I told you in the beginning that after thinking aloud what I have told you, I have come to the conclusion that this seems to be the last one which I am telling you, this seems to be the ultimate point of escape for us from this dilemma. That Allah wanted to point out that whatever is covered under Torah is not entirely the teachings of Moses, that is Al-Kitab, but also some of that which was revealed to Harun or some other prophets maybe, has been contained in this book. But when Allah speaks of the law, then the law was given entirely to Moses and to none other. So because Torah contains something apart from the law, so it was not said that Torah is revealed to Moses, but it was always said Al-Kitab was revealed to Moses, Al-Wahy was given to him. You understand? As far as I am concerned, this last explanation satisfies me to a measure. But I have to further investigate into this matter until I find a final conclusion. So you tricked me into a longer answer than I intended.
I'm going to Syria, please kindly pray for me. I'm going to Syria, inshallah, please pray for me.
But before that, you must be very highly well versed in Arabic.
Well, Allah has me speaking very nicely Arabic. When I speak to Arabs and when I reach them, Allah has me.
I know Allah helps you.
And it's quite satisfactory. If they say
I believe that you will be able to fulfill your promise to them. The next time I come, I would have mastered Arabic language.
it's now that it's half mastered at least.
Was there any such thing as half mastery?
No. Nearly one mastery.
You know, there was a friend of mine, a fellow student of mine, when I was studying in government college. He had a very unique way of expressing himself. Sometime it happened that he said, I asked him, are you certain of this? The answer would always be, perhaps I'm certain. That is the status of your half mastery.